Hey Youth, welcome to the Sunday Lowdown. Man, we're so pumped you guys are here hanging out with us, whether that's on YouTube or on Instagram TV. We have tons of awesome stuff always happening here at Youth Online. So don't forget that this Wednesday, we're back again, 7 p.m. for virtual Youth Church Online. It's been so much fun. I've had a lot of fun hanging out with you guys in the live chat. We have had over 400 students already at this point hanging out with us on Wednesday nights, 7 p.m. So text your friends. I'm telling you, you do not want to miss this. It's awesome. Virtual church. We have worship. We have a message. We do fun games, interactive stuff for you guys. Sometimes we have giveaways. You do not want to miss these incredible times hanging out together, 7 p.m. this Wednesday, virtual HU. So even though we've not been able to meet in person these last couple of weeks, we still love that we can connect online. But myself and the HU team, we're kind of wondering, especially Connor Mead, what it would look like if we still were to meet on Wednesday nights, even though we can't actually meet. What would it look like if we actually said, hey, we're gonna have service, but don't come? So we think that would look a little something like this.
Hey, guys, we're gonna play 9 Square. Who wants to play? All right, sick. Dang it, I'm out. Hey, nice shot, man. You did good. Yeah! You guys don't suck!
All around me are familiar faces, worn out.
Distance basketball.
All right, block him, get him. 6 feet apart, 6 feet apart. 6 feet, back up. Back up.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
Nice shot.
Dude, oh my, what'd you throw at him? Oh, bro. You did him dirty, dude.
6 feet, 6 feet, 6 feet. Hey, come here.
Yeah, good thing we have technology so we don't actually have to witness that every single Wednesday night. That's pretty sad. Poor Connor Mead. But we love that we can do this. Share this video, tell people what's going on here at HCU. But right now, Steven's gonna bring you today's Sunday Devo.
What is up, HC Youth? Welcome to the Sunday Lowdown. Man, I hope that you guys have had a great weekend with this beautiful weather and got to get outside and enjoy it. And I also hope that you got to tune in this morning to our services at heritagechurch.com. Got to watch church on your couch. And man, I love this series we're in right now, Fearless, just getting to dig in to some stories from the Bible of people who just had amazing faith and seeing what we can learn from them. And today we got to look at this guy named Joshua. And there was something that really stood out to me this morning. And it's a statement Pastor Jeff made. I want to read it to you. He said, "Courage grows in us as we do the things which require it." Courage grows in us as we do the things which require it. Think about it. This is not how we normally think of courage. Normally, we think if there's something that requires courage, I need to have courage to do it. But what we see is that we actually get more courage as we step out in faith. As we step into situations which require courage, we find ourselves having more courage. It seems so weird because you normally would think that you need it before you do it. But with God, we gain our faith and we gain courage as we step into these situations. You see, God called Joshua to be strong and courageous, even when Joshua wasn't feeling that way. Joshua was about to go into the promised land, and here's what God said. He said, "Be strong and courageous, for you are the one who will lead these people to possess all the land I swore to their ancestors I would give them." God is telling Joshua that he can step into this, he can be strong and courageous because God is going to be with him. And so even though Joshua probably had reservations and questions, he stepped out in faith, and it's in that his courage grew. I just watched this movie called Onward. It's on Disney Plus, and if you haven't seen it yet, I apologize if this is a spoiler, but such a great, I think, illustration of this, of right in that movie. There's this moment where the brothers, they're on a journey, and they come to this this chasm that they have to cross. And falling down it would obviously be bad, and there's no obvious way across other than the younger brother is luckily a wizard or something, and there's a spell he can use that will allow him to cross it, but he has to have courage in every step. He has to have courage that it's gonna work. He has to have faith that it's gonna work. He's a little bit nervous, so they tie a rope around him. He doesn't really believe he can do it. He takes his first step and he gets out there and the spell's working. He takes his second step and he falls. And he plummets down and the rope stops and he's saved and they pull him back up. And he's like, there's no way I'm going out there. I'm not doing this again. And his brother says, well, hey, now you know the worst that can happen. And the younger brother thinks about it and he decides, you know what, you're right. It literally couldn't get worse than that, so I guess I can do this. And he goes back and he takes that step and he takes another and he takes another, and as he gets further and further, he becomes more and more confident. As he gets further and further across, he believes more and more. His courage grows the further out he gets. The further he gets into this situation that he didn't have enough courage for, all of a sudden his courage grows. And I think this is what we see in this idea, is that as we do things which require courage, all of a sudden our courage grows. And I think, man, what we see in the story of Joshua is that God is going to grow in us as we do this. God is going to grow our courage in us. God is going to grow our faith in us as we trust him more and more. Right? The more that we lean into God, the more we step out for him. Even when things don't go right, we have a God that is going to come through in a big way. Romans 8:31 says, what shall we say about such wonderful things as these? If God is for us, who can ever be against us? If God is for us, who can be against us? Who can stop us? We have the power of God on our side. So even though we don't necessarily have the courage all the time, all we really need is the faith to take that first step out. And as we get going, it's kind of like a roller coaster, right? I don't love roller coasters, but what I've learned is that if I'll just buckle myself up, I generally make it to the end of the ride. I have every time I've gotten on so far, right? That's how it is with God sometimes. It's scary, but when we step out in faith and we say, God, I trust you, he's going to grow our courage in us. He's going to call us to greater and greater things. He's going to do more and more in our lives as we do things that require courage and require him. So I want to challenge you, HC Youth. What are the things that you've said to yourself? If I had a little bit more courage, if I had a little bit more faith, I might do that. Is it sharing your faith with a friend or posting something about it online right now on maybe your Instagram or your Snap or whatever? Maybe it's inviting a friend to HC Youth to watch live with us on Wednesdays and then jump into your Zoom group with you. Maybe that's kind of scary, requires some courage. But I want to challenge you. That might be a great way to kind of grow in your courage of sharing your faith even while we're on this lockdown right now. Maybe something you need to do is step out and offer some help to somebody in your neighborhood, an elderly neighbor or something like that. Maybe it feels a little bit weird, a little bit outside your comfort zone. But like I said, as we step out in courage, as we step out in faith, God is faithful to us and he's going to keep growing it. Or like that passage said, if God is for us, who can be against us? If we're willing to step out in faith, our courage and our faith will grow as we do things that require us to have it. And it's one of the most amazing things that God continues to show up in bigger and bigger ways as we trust him in bigger and bigger things in our lives. So I want to challenge you on that, HC Youth. I think that we can see God move in amazing ways if we would step out and trust him.
Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you share this channel, share this video with your friends. Tell them that HC Youth has a bunch of fun stuff going down. Don't forget that this Wednesday, 7 p.m., Virtual HC Youth. And if you want to go back in this video and watch Connor Suffer playing 9 Square by himself, you can do that. But thank you so much. Man, we love you, HC Youth. Hope to see you 7 o'clock Wednesday.